Alright, we got the last final point of this motherfucking prayer. God damn it, thank God. Shit. Long ass fucking lecture, I guess. I wish I could have sung in between and just be like, yo. You go suck my dick. Nigga, you go suck my, nigga, you go suck my, suck my dick. Nigga, you go suck my, nigga, you go suck my, deal. Yo, deal. So what we doing now? Where is that marker, dude? I had a marker just here. Sorry. We are doing the last point. And I think I just remembered niggas of my dick. So basically, the process I've been through here is really that when from the time I was a kid reading the Bible, mind the language now, I've been on Jesus' dick. You know what I mean? And when the illustration, suck my dick, is more of, remember, there's two, instead of I'm talking about it in passion or in kindness. What I mean in the context of what I'm saying is I'm talking about it in kindness. In kindness, I'm basically saying, when you get a dick, the reason why a woman is sucking dick is because you're getting it hard enough to fuck with. When the dick is flaccid or floppy, it's very difficult to, it's not useful in the sexual context. But once or after women have sucked the dick, it's hard enough to use. So the principle why this is applied here is the fact that if you read the story of the Bible, I can read a whole extract of the Bible, and people have been reading the Bible for a long time, but it's not useful. There's nothing about it that it's not applicable. You can't use it to apply that information. And what I'm saying here is, I think if there would be a joke, it'd be like, yo, this is, Shemba was like, nigga, you gon' suck my dick. Nigga, you gon' suck my dick. So, Shemba has got a lot of work that he's done in terms of his congregation. And Mike and Marlo didn't know this yet, but he was being prepared to suck Simba's dick. And what I mean by suck Simba's dick is basically get his value proposition, reveal the principle of what Simba is doing, so that it's hard enough to fuck with, so that it becomes useful, not just for Aman Azareta, but any human being. So it's a universal truth. What Simba has done is a universal truth to say, you as a human being, as you are, you can participate in fulfilling what has been written in the scriptures. Different to, as you are, you can adopt the Western idea of this God and culture and customs and sit and hope that the guy from the story is going to show up magically one day. Right? This is the contrast, right? This is what Shemba did. And this is why I'm saying applying the principles. What I did was extract the principle that Shemba is the groom of heaven and it reflects who the coming Messiah is. Now that the coming Messiah is around, he's going to implement the Zulu social experiment. And what the purpose of the Zulu social experiment is this. What an experiment is basically a way of proving that something is true and a way of testing whether something is true. So that's why an experiment is made up of a hypothesis, a test, and an outcome. So the hypothesis is the prediction, right? Or what I hope for. The test is the action that's taken, right, to prove whether the prediction is right. The outcome is the result. Right. So the Zulu social experiment has a hypothesis, a test, and an outcome. So the hypothesis of the Zulu social experiment is that we can create a skill-driven, equitable economy. What does that mean? It means that in the world that we live in right now, if I don't got money, I'm fucked. I can't do shit. I'm valueless. If I got no money, I have no value. Right? I'm fucked. So everybody's chasing money. So the economy that we're living in is a money-driven economy. Right? Furthermore, it's not equitable. What do I mean by not equitable? Those with more money make the rules. It's not fair. People get ripped off daily. It is a dog-eat-dog world. It is not fair. Monopoly. Right. So I'm not talking about equality. I'm not talking about everybody having the same amount. I'm not talking about capitalism. Right now, this is the economy that we live in reality, and this is why our lives are so sour. Because everybody's chasing money, because the money makes the rules. So we do whatever we can to get the money so that we can dictate terms. So there's nothing fair about this environment. Here are the hypotheses. We can actually take this environment and turn it into a skill-driven, equitable economy. Meaning that if I have skills, as long as I have the ability to create value, I dictate the direction of the economy. Right? It is not whether I have money or not. Secondly, an equitable economy means that whatever I invest in my commercial endeavors, I will get out. So this is the hypothesis of the social experiment. Right? So this is what I can describe as a response to Shemba's prayer. Albote kritige ngwayo. Restore what was the Zulu kingdom. Re-establish umbuso weZulu. That's what it is. The kingdom of God on earth. So if you were to describe the kingdom of God, anyone can argue with me now. I derive the principle. I recognize the principle. You read the scriptures. You read the Scabelelos. You read. And you find out that the principle, if we're gonna, what would a heaven on earth be like? Economically, all activities are driven by economics or commercial functions. What would the economy be like in heaven? An economy in heaven would be skill-driven and equitable. Right. It wouldn't just be like a place where people don't work and just sit around and get to chill all day. Yeah? It'll be a skill-driven, equitable economy, and as a result, a very competitive and thrilling economy. So that is the first part of the hypothesis, right? The second part of the hypothesis is being able to eliminate the causes of mortality, and the next part is being able to eliminate the natural resource constraint, because there's two things that affect human life. There's the idea that there's not enough resources to sustain human beings, and then if there's not enough resources to sustain human beings, we need to control the population by either culling or killing people, you know what I mean? So there is no space for immortality. So to make space for immortality, we need to eliminate the natural resource constraint. And that is basically access to water and electricity. And then finally, causes of mortality. Eliminate the causes of mortality. So the hypothesis of the Zulu social experiment is that by participating in a skill-driven, equitable economy, we can eliminate the natural resource constraint and eliminate the causes of mortality. And how do we do this? We take actions by participating in this economy, or in the guidelines of what this economy is. And what we're going to do weekly, every Sabbath. Why Sabbath? Because that's the day that's been prepared for the coming king. So on behalf of the coming king, and this is why I'm not going to make the unequivocal statement that I'm the coming king, but I can tell you now, I am doing this on behalf of the Lord of the Sabbath, who has shown himself to be Shem. So every week we'll report on the progress of these things. And what's the point here? This is the Zulu social experiment, fundamentally. So I'm not going to just make assertions. I'm literally just going to say, guys, we have a whole lot of things that have been created, systems that have been created, tools and skills and inventions that have been created, that has been created. For this to work out, we need to create an environment where the skill drives the process and all participants are equitably compensated. If we can do that, we will achieve not only eliminating the natural resource constraint, but also eliminating mortality itself. And this is how we create umbuso wezulu, practically. So this is where I'm saying now, right? The Zulu social experiment is directed to everyone across all walks of life to say, guys, whoever you are, Chinese, Indian, blah, 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 we can all participate in this experiment. And every week we'll report on the progress. And this is going to go on for 1,000 years. That's about of attention, right? Not 1,000 years of time. That's the budget time. And the cost will be these 9 human facility things, like from nutrition all the way to devices, transport, accommodation, all these things. There's 9 things that form part of the human facility. So with the human facility and 1,000 years of attention, that 1,000 years of attention is about 8.4 million hours. If we apply this within 3.5 years, we should be able to achieve all of this. This is the hypothesis. This is what the social experiment is about. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pilot the Zulu social experiment by taking one of the inventions that have been created in the mining space and implementing a skill-driven, equitable environment to do business. And what I'm going to say, this is going to be, it's as simple as this, guys. It's as simple as this. This is how simple it is. Right? Party A. And then there's Party B. Doing business. This one is providing a service. This one claims he's going to pay for the service. Right. Normally, what we have in this real life is that Party A will deliver the service to Party B, but Party B won't pay. Right? All there's an agreement, contract and agreement, that is signed between Party A and Party B. Party A will do this, Party B will do this. Party A delivers his side of the agreement. Party B decides not to deliver his side of the agreement. Right? Now Party B is left handicapped and he has to go and take Party A to court. The process is long and legal and there's always problems. Somebody always gets screwed in the day-to-day business. So what we're trying to do here with the Zulu Social Experiment, what the Zulu Social Experiment is, it's actually a facility for Party A and Party B. So Party A decides they're going to do X, Party B is going to provide surplus Y, and when money gets collected, they will share it. Party X will share the percentage, Party Y will get his percentage. That would, in normal cases, be an agreement, right? But now, instead of having an agreement, Party A, a legal agreement, Party A and Party B will just go to the ZSC, right? Put down their agreement in terms of the ZSC. The ZSC will collect any monies that come from their activities and distribute them according to the agreement. So the ZSC is a way of saying that, look man, I'm doing business with you and I want to do it fairly without anybody getting screwed. So as a commitment, we will use the ZSC as a facility that will enforce our agreement. So the ZSC, if we are going to be doing business, the ZSC will collect the monies on our behalf from what we are our activities. And then secondly, it will compensate us according to how we've agreed, without anybody needing to be screwed. So as long as I do my part, you do your part, the ZSC will enforce our agreement as we decided. So this is what the ZSC is, and this is how we create an equitable, skill-driven economy. Right. So this is what very important, and I think this is what it comes down to. The irony, if you look at the Bible, is that the irony comes down to let your yes be a yes and let your no be a no. If human beings can learn to make agreements, then we are home and dry. If we can honor our agreements, we can absolutely do whatever. There is no limit to what we can be able to do. And the ZSC, or the Zulu Social Experiment, is that vehicle that will allow people to do that. So I hope this makes sense. And yeah, this is where I'm at. And if this Zulu Social Experiment is successful at the end of the experiment, it will be clear that as per the parody, that there's going to be a son of man and a generation of people that will live in Mbuso weZulu, that will live in a paradise on earth, that will live forever and ever. This would be the fulfillment of that. And let's say it is a failure. Let's say the hypothesis and test the outcomes don't reflect the hypothesis. It is not a problem. And I think what should happen is that the Zulu Social Experiment should continue. Iteration 1, we give it 1,000 years of attention. If it's not working out, we have to commission iteration 2. And this is where it can be like a sport that is passed down from generation to generation, to say to your kids and your kids' kids, to say, guys, the coming king is coming. And the objective is to create a Mbuso weZulu on earth. So if we as our generation fail to do it, at least we can leave it to our kids to know that they must be the ones to pick up the mantle and finish off or complete the task at hand. So this is what I'm saying. So the idea here is, and it's quite a strange thing, a lot of people don't look at the God of the Bible if they believe in him in practical terms being one of their sons. You see what I mean? They always look at some gray-haired guy in the sky. They imagine some gray-haired guy in the sky. But they never think of it as being, it could be my kid that grows up to be capable of establishing the kingdom of God on earth. And this is what we need to create, that tradition in the Zulu Social Experiment is the backbone of that tradition. And this is my purpose, and this is why I'm here, nothing else. Nothing else. So if the one thing that's happened to me is that A lot of people get the wrong end of the stick and think I'm about the money and about the business. Yeah, I can make a shitload. But the reason why we don't make a shitload because we're living in this money-driven, cutthroat environment where you constantly get screwed. So the purpose of me is saying, let's create an environment that's conducive for us to make the money anyways. But the purpose is to ultimately to fulfill what was written and consecrated and respond to the actual groom of heaven, Jesus motherfucking Christ, Shembe that lived, Shembe that was. And that is the one that we're gonna be like responding to, because that's what's up. He dared, of all the motherfuckers that came before, he dared to be that nigga. Even though we didn't have the capabilities, but he dared to be that nigga. And I'm right now, I'm gonna say there is no excuses. If there's any son of man born to us in this generation, I am probably one of the most capable. This generation has capable people that are capable of coming together and implementing the kingdom of God. We lack nothing. We just need to change our attitudes and be true to our agreements, and we good. But if we can't honor our agreements and we're always looking to take shortcuts so we can get a bit of money and screw somebody over so we can get a bit of money, and this is the economy that we're in, that everybody, because the one that the money makes the rules, right? So I'll do anything to have the power, and I will kill, spill blood, screw over anybody to get there. So if we create an environment where we can generally let our capabilities flourish and thrive, we good. We got no fucking issues. You know, so if you ain't feeling me, that nigga, you gon' suck my dick. If you're feeling me, that it's the same. You nigga, you gon' suck my dick. You gon' suck my dick. So I enjoyed uploading. I think I'm gonna publish this. I got no choice, otherwise I'm fucked. So I hope this sits well with whoever the fuck watches it. But you know what I mean? I'm out. I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more of this, and I think I gotta do it for my sanity's sake. So yeah, if you don't fuck with this, choke on the dick. Really, it's actually one of the songs that came up with. Fuck you, dog. You need to choke on the dick. Nigga, fuck you, dog. And you know where the song comes from, because I'll be reading the Bible and I'll be reading the story about Moses and shit. And Moses now is going to the Pharaoh like, yo, nigga, fuck, free my people and shit, you know what I mean? And all the signs are happening and all the plagues, and the guy is still obstinate. And it's like, nigga, fuck you, dog. You need to choke with the dick. Nigga, fuck you, dog. You know, so the God of Moses was coming there with a thing and trying to impose something on him, like impose the idea that this nigga must let his people go. Oh, but so, cause the Pharaoh was like, you know, it's like, you know, you can't do shit. It's like Pharaoh treated it like it was a floppy dick. Like, what you gonna do about it? Like, oh yeah, I see you got a penis, but what you gonna do? You can't fuck me. You can't fuck me. You can't fuck me with a floppy penis. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And Jehovah's like, nigga, you don't see this dick is hard enough, nigga. You gonna choke on the dick. Nigga, fuck you, dog. You know what I mean? That's so fucked up. You know, fucked up, you know? So these are illustrations, these are the principles that come out of the Bible, like half the time. It's like, Jehovah, like, fuck you, dog. You need to choke with the dick. Nigga, fuck you, dog. You know what I mean? Like, constantly trying to impose himself on humanity, and it's always uncomfortable. And you see, the same way it's uncomfortable hearing me sing that dirge, that song, is that's the discomfort of God's presence among mankind. And what I'm talking about is in the context of the story. The character of Jehovah, God, it was that nigga that's walking around, fuck you, dog. You need to choke with the dick. Nigga, fuck you, dog. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't fuck with what I'm saying, then like it is that moment. It's like, nigga, go fuck you, dog. You need to choke with the dick. Then fuck you, dog. Because, like, look, what I try to do here is really break down to fundamentals and explain everything. Everything. So if it's not hard enough to fuck with, then I don't know, you're gonna have to choke on the dick. Just saying. Just saying. Hey, sweet niggas.